The concept of evil has captivated humanity for centuries, weaving its way through our myths, legends, and historical accounts. It is a chilling enigma, a shadowy realm that defies easy explanation, often leaving us with more questions than answers. We grapple with the question of what drives individuals to commit acts of unspeakable cruelty, pondering the depths of human nature and morality. How can humans, capable of such love and compassion, inflict unimaginable suffering upon one another? This paradox lies at the heart of our inquiry. While the answers are complex and multifaceted, one characteristic stands out as a hallmark of evil: a profound lack of empathy, a void where understanding should reside. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is fundamental to our humanity. It is the glue that binds us together in our shared experiences. It allows us to connect with one another on a deep emotional level, fostering compassion and inhibiting cruelty. Without it, our moral compass falters. When empathy is absent, a moral void is created, leaving individuals capable of inflicting pain without remorse or conscience. A chilling prospect indeed. This essay delves into the chilling psychology of evil, exploring the factors that contribute to its manifestation and the dark corridors of the human mind. We will examine how greed warps the moral compass, turning ambition into a destructive force, how dehumanization paves the way for atrocities, stripping away the humanity of others to justify heinous acts, and how fear is wielded as a tool of control, manipulating the masses and stifling dissent. By understanding the mechanisms of evil, we can better equip ourselves to recognize, resist, and ultimately counteract its insidious influence, fostering resilience and hope. The study of evil is not for the faint of heart. It demands courage and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths. It requires us to confront the darkest aspects of human nature, to acknowledge the capacity for cruelty that resides within us all, and to seek understanding. However, it is precisely by shining a light on these dark corners that we can hope to build a brighter, more compassionate future, one where empathy and kindness prevail. At the core of evil lies a chilling absence, the lack of empathy. Empathy, the ability to step into the shoes of another and experience their emotions as our own, is a fundamental pillar of human morality. It allows us to connect deeply with others, to feel their joy and their sorrow, and to respond with kindness and understanding. It is the invisible force that binds us together, fostering compassion and inhibiting cruelty. Empathy acts as a social glue, creating bonds that transcend individual differences and promote collective well-being. Individuals lacking empathy are profoundly detached from the emotional experiences of others. They live in a self-imposed isolation, unable to bridge the emotional gap that separates them from the rest of humanity. They are unable to comprehend the pain, fear, or suffering they inflict. This inability to understand or share the feelings of others leads to a profound moral blindness. This emotional disconnect creates a moral vacuum, allowing them to commit acts of cruelty without experiencing the pangs of conscience that would typically restrain others. It is as if their moral compass is broken, leading them astray. Imagine for a moment a world devoid of empathy, a place where no one cares for the well-being of others, where compassion is a foreign concept. It would be a bleak and terrifying existence, where individuals operate solely on self-interest, indifferent to the suffering of those around them. Such a world would be cold and unfeeling, a stark contrast to the warmth of human connection. This chilling scenario underscores the crucial role empathy plays in shaping our moral landscape. It is empathy that drives us to act with kindness, to reach out to those in need, and to build a more compassionate society. The absence of empathy is not merely a passive state, it can actively contribute to the development of evil. Without empathy, individuals may become desensitized to the suffering of others, leading to a dangerous dehumanization. Without the ability to connect with the humanity of others, individuals may come to view them as objects, as obstacles to be overcome, rather than as fellow beings deserving of respect and compassion. This dehumanization is a slippery slope that can lead to the most heinous acts of cruelty and violence. Greed and insatiable hunger for more has long been recognized as a potent catalyst for evil. It is a corrosive force that can warp even the strongest moral compass, leading individuals down a treacherous path of self-destruction and cruelty. When greed takes root, it distorts an individual's perception of the world. Material wealth, power, or status become the ultimate goals, overshadowing all other considerations. The pursuit of these desires becomes an all-consuming obsession, justifying any means, no matter how unethical or harmful. Greed whispers seductive promises of power and fulfillment, blinding individuals to the consequences of their actions. It whispers that the ends justify the means, that the acquisition of wealth or power trumps any moral obligation to others. History is replete with examples of greed's devastating consequences, from ruthless dictators who sacrificed countless lives to expand their empires to corrupt corporate executives who prioritize profit over the well-being of their employees and the environment. Greed has left an indelible stain on the human story. Dehumanization, stripping away humanity. Dehumanization, the act of stripping individuals or groups of their humanity, is a powerful psychological mechanism that enables evil to flourish. By reducing others to objects or animals, perpetrators of cruelty are able to bypass their own moral compass, justifying their actions with chilling ease. When we dehumanize others, we create a psychological distance that allows us to inflict pain without experiencing the full weight of our actions. We no longer see fellow human beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and aspirations. Instead, we see obstacles, threats, or simply things. Propaganda, hate speech, and prejudice are powerful tools of dehumanization. They paint distorted images of the other, portraying them as dangerous, subhuman, or deserving of contempt. This distorted lens justifies discrimination, violence, and even genocide. The Holocaust stands as a chilling testament to the horrors of dehumanization. Nazi propaganda relentlessly portrayed Jews as rats, vermin, and parasites, effectively severing the bonds of empathy and paving the way for unimaginable atrocities. Fear, the tool of control. Fear, a primal emotion hardwired into our very being, can be a powerful tool for control in the hands of those who seek to exploit it. By instilling fear in others, individuals or regimes can maintain power, suppress dissent, and create a climate of obedience. Fear operates on a visceral level, short-circuiting rational thought and triggering a primal instinct for self-preservation. When individuals are consumed by fear, they are more likely to conform, to obey authority figures, and to turn a blind eye to injustice. Totalitarian regimes throughout history have masterfully exploited fear to maintain their grip on power. Through propaganda, surveillance, and brutal repression, they create an atmosphere of pervasive fear, silencing dissent and crushing any hint of rebellion. Fear not only controls the actions of the oppressed, it can also warp the moral compass of the oppressors. When individuals are constantly bombarded with messages of fear and threat, they may come to believe that their own survival depends on the subjugation or elimination of the perceived enemy. Historical examples of evil. A stark reminder. History, with its tapestry of triumphs and tragedies, offers a sobering reminder of humanity's capacity for both profound good and unimaginable evil. It is a mirror reflecting our highest aspirations and our darkest impulses, a chronicle of our collective journey through time. By examining historical examples of evil, we gain a deeper understanding of the factors that contribute to its manifestation and the devastating consequences that ensue. These lessons are not just academic, they are vital for shaping a more just and compassionate future. The Holocaust, a horrific genocide that claimed the lives of 6 million Jews, stands as a chilling testament to the dangers of unchecked hatred and dehumanization. It is a stark reminder of what can happen when prejudice and bigotry are allowed to flourish unchecked. Fueled by a toxic ideology of racial superiority, Nazi Germany systematically stripped Jews of their rights, their humanity, and ultimately their lives. The machinery of the state was turned into an instrument of mass murder, showing the terrifying power of state-sponsored evil. The Rwandan genocide, a brutal conflict that erupted in 1994, saw the slaughter of an estimated 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus in a span of just 100 days. This rapid descent into violence highlights how quickly society can unravel when hatred is stoked. This horrific event underscores the devastating power of propaganda, fear, and ethnic division. It shows how media can be weaponized to incite violence and how deeply ingrained prejudices can lead to catastrophic outcomes. The Khmer Rouge regime in Cambodia, led by the ruthless Pol Pot, orchestrated a campaign of terror and genocide that resulted in the deaths of an estimated 2 million people between 1975 and 1979. This dark period in history reveals the dangers of radical ideologies and the lengths to which they can go to achieve their ends. Driven by a radical ideology that sought to create an agrarian utopia, the Khmer Rouge emptied cities, abolished religion, and ruthlessly eliminated anyone deemed an enemy of the state. The regime's actions decimated the cultural and social fabric of Cambodia, leaving scars that are still felt today. These historical examples, while painful to confront, serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present potential for evil to rear its ugly head. They compel us to remain vigilant and proactive in safeguarding human rights and dignity. By studying these dark chapters in human history, we can learn from the mistakes of the past and work to prevent similar atrocities from occurring in the future. Education and awareness are our best tools in building a world where such horrors are never repeated.